Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to go from this to this and this and this. So I'm going to be doing 3 looks in one video. It's going to be a little different because we're starting off with our face look today, and we're going to then use the NORVINA and ABH electric cake liners to do our looks today, and I'm so excited because they're neon and colorful. We're starting off with priming our face. This is the Urban Decay primer, and as always I'm gonna have the products listed below. As part of the priming process, I'm gonna set this in with the Cucumber 3-in-1 Primer Water by Wet n Wild and just press this into my face. Once you have your primer all set on your face, you're going to go in with the ABH Cream Contour Palette, the Peach Center shade, and this is going to correct any red spots or dark spots you may have. I do have acne spots because I'm a picker. I have to pop my zits and pimples, so don't be like me. Once you have your spot concealer areas covered, you're going to go in with your foundation. I typically like to use a sponge because it just presses the foundation in better in my opinion, and it doesn't leave me feeling so cakey. But if you prefer a brush for more full coverage, definitely you can do that. Now to contour, we're going to go in with the middle shade from the Cream Contour Palette. Just start carving out our cheeks. I know it looks dark and scary at first, but this can be blended out, and I'm pressing it on very lightly. The more you press it and blend it, the creamier it gets and the softer it gets, so don't worry if it looks intense at first. I am personally known to have a heavy hand when I do my makeup, so I don't care, I fix it as I go, but when I do makeup on others, of course, you do it with a lighter hand in mind. If you're new to my channel, you'll notice that every time I use a brush product or any type of face product and apply it on, I like to go back in with my beauty sponge and blend it. This may seem like a tedious thing to do, or it's just, I don't have patience for that, but it does make a world of difference. If you just use a brush for every single face product you use and you don't follow it up with a sponge at all, you'll notice how different your face looks compared to using a sponge and blending it and pressing it in all over your face. It just looks smoother and more skin-like, if that makes sense, while wearing makeup. By the way, if you guys want to see an in-depth tutorial video demonstrating how you can cream contour or just contour different face shapes in general, let me know. I can do that, and I can also show you the highlighting process for your face type and how not to overdo it. Be like me when I overdo it and go ham sometimes. To brighten under the eyes, I'm going to use the yellow banana shade in the palette, and it's just going to bring some brightness in since I do have a lot of bluish purple tones under my eyes. To highlight and brighten even more, I'm just going to take the lightest shade in the palette and place it on the center of my face as well as under my inner corners and blend that out with the sponge. To set all over the face, I'm using the Dermablend powder, and I'm just going in with a very light amount on the sides of my face and just pressing that in with a very dense brush. Here I am talking about a light hand, and now I'm gonna put it all over my nose like a powdered donut, and did not think I had that much on my brush, honestly, and then it just started flying everywhere. So now I'm just trying to spread it out and blend it out all over my face. Now that you look like you stole your mom's bag of flour, you're gonna go in with the AVH powder contour. I'm gonna take the middle shade because it's not too warm, but I'm just gonna take the tiniest amount on my angled fluffy brush because this palette has a lot of pigment. When I underestimate things, I can go very heavy-handed, so I'm just gonna be careful and pat the product in. For nose contour, you don't always need a tiny little precise brush. You can use your big angled brush. Just pinch it together and just carefully blend the product on the top of your nose or the areas that you want it. And by pinching it, you get a more precise application. For the other areas of the face, you'll notice when I use a brush, I do like to pat it on first. So I just pat, 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 and then I start lightly blending because when you pat the product in, it presses it in and applies the color. Versus when you just start swirling and wiping your brush, you can pick up the powder and foundation that's underneath and it'll look even patchier. So you want to avoid that. Okay, this is gonna seem like an ABH sponsor video, but I promise it's not. I just love their products. I wish it was sponsored, but this is the Anastasia Namrezy highlighter. It's one of my favorite highlighters ever, and Anastasia does make some of my favorite kind. Not all of them are my favorite, but some of them. And I'm just gonna place that on the areas of my face where light naturally hits. For my under eyes, we just want to press them out with our beauty sponge. I'm not going to set them just yet because I'm going to start on my eye look. For blush, I'm also using the Anastasia Blush Trio, and I'll leave the name of these shades below in the description. I always like to do blush at the very end after my highlight because I don't like the harsh line of the highlighter look, so the blush blends it out. I also like to apply blush on my nose, on my forehead, and a little bit on my chin because I don't like my cheeks to be the only thing that's pink. And now that we look sunburned, let's move on to the next step. For eyeliner, we're just gonna do a wing liner. I wanted to do a pretty thick one, but at the end I chickened out, so I'm just doing a regular wing eyeliner. If you want to know what product I'm using, definitely check down below. Once you're done with your eyeliner, the next thing to do is overanalyze it, right? We always sit there and compare it and see which one's thicker, which one's thinner, and of course it's my left eye. We're just going to clean that up with a little concealer and not worry about it too much, because here comes the fun part. I know you think we're done, we got liner on, we have our face on, but no, we're going to get to the fun part in just a second. But first I'm going to sit under the eyes with the powders in the contour palette from AV8, the powder version. To set my face, I'm using the Hard Candy Sheer Envy Matte Setting Spray. It's the 12-hour wear and oil control. Don't forget to press, press, press. Finally, we're getting to the good part and I'm super excited. If you didn't notice by the title, the reason I'm excited is because I'm playing with the AV8 Electric Cake Liners. For this first look, we're using the neon yellow color. Instead of water, I'm going to be using the Maybelline setting spray. It's a matte setting spray and I want the liners to be more matte, because if I use water like last time, I do find that it transfers onto your eyelid, and last time it did smear, so I definitely don't want it to do that today, and that's why I'm trying it out with the matte spray instead. What I love about these liners and colorful liners in general is that it makes any simple look just pop instantly. And it also makes you feel more cheerful and colorful because of the brightness of it. While the product is drying, make sure you do not look up, otherwise it's gonna stamp and crease on the top and transfer over. So make sure you stay looking down while it dries. If you notice any crooked lines with the green eyeliner, you can always go back in with your black liquid liner and fix it up and sharpen it up. Once you're done touching up your eyeliners, you want to make sure to clean up with concealer and a little detail brush on any areas that need sharpening or straightening. That way it can look crisp and clean. To finalize the look, you just want to bring on your lashes and your inner corner highlight, and you're all set. You're good to go. This is look number 1 completed. I really enjoyed putting this look together. Even though it's so simple and easy, I just feel like it gives such a good pop. On to the next look. I'm using the pink one, can you guess, by my outfit? And I'm also pairing it with the baby blue eyeshadow. My camera is going to be a little blurry out of focus for a second. Please bear with me. I promise it's going to focus back in a minute. What you basically want to do is just apply the baby blue or your preferred eyeshadow all over your lid. For the outer portion of the eyeshadow, instead of rounding it out, I'm going to angle it up to be more like a thick graphic liner. And I'm using just an angled brush. With the same eyeshadow, you just want to continue that shape to be more angled outwards and upwards. Once you're done with your shape, you're going to move on and finish the other eye so we can come back and do our graphic liner. For this pink graphic liner, I'm using the same brush as earlier, which I'll list it below. It's a detailed brush and it picked up the product very well. It's a little bit thick, but that's fine because this look calls for a thicker line. If you've never tried the liners like this, I want you to challenge yourself and try it out. The good thing about it is that when you lay your eyeshadow shade first, it's easier to go and outline it and follow that placement you already have. So don't be scared. Practice it, try it out, and I promise you'll get good at it and you'll end up loving the fun neon vibes. Now that you're ready to move on to the other eye, again, don't stress it about being perfect. Don't stress about doing the line. Just relax, take a deep breath, and take your time. You'll get it. Once you're done, again, make sure to clean up and sharpen any edges on your graphic liner so that it can look, what did I say earlier? Crisp? Oh yeah, crisp and clean. There you go. Top it off with your favorite highlighter. I'm using a pink toned one on the inner corners. And pop on your lashes and you're good to go for look number 2. For the third look, you guessed it, we're using the green liner this time, and first I'm gonna go in and prep my eyelids with the NYX Glitter Primer. I'm not using glitter, but you guys know I use this for my shimmery eyeshadows. I'm doing a similar shape to the one from earlier, so I'm gonna do the eyeshadow from the first 2/3 of the eye, a little bit rounded, but on the outside corner I'm gonna angle it up and out to be more graphic as well. Alright, I'm getting super excited about using this eyeshadow. It's the metallic green from the Vida palette. It's by Melt Cosmetics. I'm just going to use the e.l.f packing brush and start packing that on. Since I have the glitter primer on, it's making it easy to adhere. And it's also keeping that shine, but we want to make sure not to have it patchy, so you just want to press and pat. A lot of shimmery or super pigmented shadows do have a lot of fallout, so just put a tiny bit of powder on your brush and brush it off. Don't worry about it staining. With this green eyeshadow, I'm taking my time a little bit more because since it is shimmery, it does have a lot of fallout and little shimmer particles. So I'm just trying to be more careful as to not mess up my whole face. Sometimes you can't help the fallout though, so again, just brush that off with a tiny bit of powder and continue to press on your shape. Now for the super fun part again, the eyeliner, which is the green neon one. I'm just going to outline the top on this look. I'm not going to do the bottom because I just think this way looks so much better and it doesn't need any more. Of course, I mean, I could find things to do with this liner and add more, but this look is amazing. I guess I'm biased because green is my favorite color, but I feel like I could wear this every single day and not get tired of it for a long time. To wrap up your eyeliner look, make sure you clean it up as always. Make that crisp and clean. For the inner corner highlight, I'm using this green gold toned one from the ABH Aurora palette. And it's such a great highlighter. I think I've mentioned it in another video, but I just love the tone of it and the brightness of it. Since this is the final look of the video, I figured why not? Let's do the bottom lash line to complete the look. I'm using the greenish and yellow shades from the Vida palette again. And I think it looks like I'm ready to go out and get some lemons and limes. But in the best way possible, you know what I mean? Because like they say, when life gets you lemons, grab a shot. I'm kidding, make lemonade, but you can do both. I don't care. You do you, boo. And for the bottom waterline, I'm going to use this green shockwave liner. Looks like it's fading kind of. I think it's getting a little bit dried up, but it does make the look be more put together overall, and I love the end result. Thank you guys for watching. See you in my next video.